see behind me, we have a large hedge, which is great because it divides the garden into different spaces. The problem you're going to have if you have a hedge of this size is that during the winter months, when the sun is at its lowest, it's going to prevent sunlight getting directly to the lawn. Now, if you combine that with the incredibly wet winter that we've had, it's going to be the perfect breeding ground for moss. So today, we're going to remove the moss, we're going to lace a new seed, and we're going to rejuvenate the lawn ready for the summer months. So the first thing we want to do when we're removing the moss is we want to give the lawn a really good mow. We want to try and take it down as short as we can, but without damaging the lawn. The reason we want to do that is, one, it's easier to remove the moss when the grass is low, but secondly, if we're going to be placing new seeds onto the ground, we really want to give them the best opportunity to grow. So the best tool to remove moss from your lawn is the springtime rake. They don't come much better really. If you're fortunate enough to have a much bigger lawn, you may want to invest in a dethatcher and a moss remover, but for a patch like this, it's perfect. Now, we've had a few days of really good weather, and that's really helped to dry the lawn out. And you can see, just in this small area here, just how much moss we've managed to remove from the lawn. This is great, because all of this is doing is starving your lawn. Now, you may find you've got some bare patches like this. Now, this is fine. This is what you'd expect when you remove moss from the lawn, especially in heavily mossed lawns like mine. Now, this was removed a couple of weeks ago, and I did nothing with the area. So you can see it's looking really, really dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to prep this, ready for some new seed, and in a couple of weeks, before we lay the seed, we're going to need to prep the seed base. We're going to use the trusty garden rake, and we're going to just agitate the tops to break up that hard surface so the seed has somewhere to grow. Now that your seed bed's been prepared, it's time to lay the seed. Now, if like me you don't have a seed spreader, don't worry, your hand's good enough. Just sprinkle it over the areas that you've prepared. Make sure you're not getting a build-up of seeds. You want to use the back of your rake and just gently work those into the top surface. Ideally at this stage you'd want to cover those seeds. Just work them in with the back of the rake. Make sure those seeds are covered. You'll be fine. So the most important thing when you've laid new grass seed is to not let it dry out. Try and water it every day for at least the first 2 weeks until you can see the germination, the grass starting to establish. Gardening for me is an opportunity to get outside. It's great, get some fresh air and plan for the months ahead. Now the job that we've done today may not give you the results that you want right now, but in a couple of weeks you're really going to benefit from the work you've done today. So look after yourself, look after each other. Goodbye.